games. We have to wait till the TV director's ready. He is now, and we are underway, and a roar across Molineux as this FA Cup tie gets underway here at Molineux straight away, Oggy. Yeah, so we have got a slight change of how he's done it at the back, haven't we? Because we've got Bobby Thomas in the middle of the three there. As Wolves come breaking down the left-hand side. In fact, we played four at the back with Van Avat in the right of midfield. I think we might be. So it looks to me that we've got four across the back.
It's possible, yeah. I mean, what he's done is put Adji Wright out on the left-hand side. Sims will go down the middle. I would imagine that Casey Palmer will float if that's the case, and he'll have more of a, three at the back. Van Avak's definitely coming on this right-hand side a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, with it's Joel Latabaudiere, who's sporting a new hairstyle, playing at right back. So it is Brad Collins in goal. It looks like then a back four of Latabaudiere at right back. The central defenders are Kitching and Thomas, and the left back is Bidwell. Then across the midfield you've got Van Avat on the right on the left, and Eccles and Sheaf in the middle, and then you've got Sims up front with Casey Palmer in the number 10 role.
Well, he tried Van Avat, didn't he, at Maidstone, last 20 minutes in this position, just to see if he could play. I mean, the big question is who's going to fill Sakamoto's role at this right-hand side. I'm sure Casey Palmer can do it. Van Avat is going to get an opportunity today. You can already see the way they set up. I mean, Adji Wright's definitely going to stretch them on the left-hand side coming in, and Sims is going to lead the line down the middle. But interesting little change from Mark Robbins. We know this team is flexible. They can switch from a back three to a four at any given time. But interesting for this particular game, especially bearing in mind they've just won 2 games on the bounce with 3 at the back, but he's gone to 4 again.
It's probably taken Gary O'Neill a bit by surprise. Just seen him have a chat with some of his coaching staff. As his ball's won well by Adji Wright in the middle, and he slides it through, but no one quite there in a position to chase it. Van Avat is beaten to it. But then Wolves almost get into trouble playing it out of their own penalty area. They eventually succeed. They have Sarr in goal, Semedo, Bueno, Kilman and Aitnori across the back. Gomez and Mario Lamina, he goes by the name Mario Jr. these days, in midfield with Totti, Sadabia and Doyle, and their main front striker, young Fraser, as they try and break down the left-hand side, but that's hit too hard for Rayan Aitnori to reach. Just on a couple of the Wolves names, as I say, Mario Lamina has started going by Mario Jr., which was by tribute to his father who passed away recently. So that's what he's got on his shirt and what they put on the team sheet these days. And Totti Gomez goes by the name Totti. As the ball is played down the left-hand side, right, good ball, he was fouled, but to manage to get the ball to Palmer anyway, the referee played an advantage. Not sure really quite accrued, but he obviously felt he played it long enough to have to stick to it, because Palmer couldn't quite get on the end of the pass in the end. But the ball's won well by Eccles, and winning some 50-50 balls early on, Coventry City, and Eccles has won a free kick.
Well, Coventry have started confident enough on the front foot. I think it's Palmer there just trying to play a quick one. He's not going to get away with that. Referee's pulled it back, but they've been confident. Brad Collins has got it. They've played at the back. They've played into midfield. Nice little ball from right to Palmer there, finding a bit of space. Good start so far.
Well, they have a free kick on the halfway line. Wolves fans in good voice. They've had a season to remember, Wolves fans, but let's hope they have a day to forget today. Here's Jake Bidwell making a break down the left-hand side to Wright, who plays it back into his own half for Kitching. Forward to Palmer, who lays it to his left for Sheaf. Back to Palmer. Coventry City keeping some possession inside their own territory. Here's Latabaudiere. forward for Van Avaak. First time ball infield to Eccles. He plays it to the middle to Wright, who looks to turn, can't find room to do so, does turn now, and out to Van Avaak on the right wing, moving towards the byline, pulls the ball back. It's too far behind Sims, but then Latabodiere takes it to the penalty area, just ran away from him. Promising stuff from Coventry City. It was in the end dealt with though by Tommy Doyle. But then Wolves, well, they win a throw in halfway inside their own half.
It's been a slow, scrappy start from Wolves as well, which is good news. I mean, you just saw Aït-Nouri there, who had a cracking game last week. He was highlighted on Match of the Day. I'm sure everybody saw that and watched the programme. But very, very casual there, playing a crossfield ball, and Sims actually got his head to it. Couldn't do anything with it, but just a sign that their confidence might not be totally where it should be.
Here are Coventry City inside their own half, out to Van Avaak, who knocks the ball in field, and Aït-Nouri catches him, and it's going to be a yellow card. That's an early yellow card for Aït-Nouri for the late tackle. Referee, who, by the way, I think is now the youngest referee in the Premier League, not the youngest ever. That goes to Michael Oliver, but he's the youngest currently. And Van Avaak is getting up slowly, the yellow card shown.
Yeah, and it was a good switch from Coventry. Nice first touch into the middle of the park, and again, surprisingly for Wolves, who are supposed to be very good in the middle of the park, it was open, it was threadbare, so they've got a problem, with their organisation at the moment. And it was Aït-Nouri had to slide in, miss his tackle, get a yellow card for his process, and it's probably just a little bit too far out for a shot, but you never know.
I'm not sure. I thought Van Avaak was going for a long run up there, but he's moving away. Palmer and Bidwell are over it. Wolves are
I think he's got to shoot here, I really do. I mean, he might dink it up, but you'd fancy Palmer more from this distance than Bidwell. Bidwell's got a good left foot, but it's a bit more predictable, but let's see.
2 in the wall, 3 in the wall now, and the wall has been placed just inside the penalty area. It's slightly to the right, this. And what can the sky was Eccles is just hovering now on the right, forcing the defender to come across to watch him. Bidwell runs up to the ball, then leaves it. It's floated in, and there's almost a headed chance there for Kitchen. It's cleared. It might come back for Palmer again, who took the free kick. He floated in again, diving header from right, and it came off a Wolves head last, and it's a corner to Coventry City. An enterprising move.
Yeah, nice move. I thought it was too far right. I thought when Bidwell was on it, I thought I can't see him shooting, and he went over the top of the ball. Palmer reversed it to the far post, and it caused Wolverhampton Wanderers a lot of problems that day. They could only half clear the header. It came back. They could only half clear this one, and Coventry have got a corner. It's all Coventry in these early stages.
And Josh Eccles back on corner taking duty for now anyway, taking this one from the left. No Torp, of course, he's on the bench. He plays it shortish to Bidwell. It's a poor ball from Bidwell into the penalty area and easily dealt with.
Well, a bit of a waste. They'd loaded the 6-yard box there early doors. I'd have got the ball in there and tested the goalkeeper and the defenders, but still got a chance.
Yeah, great ball now from Sheaf into Eccles. Not the best of crosses from Eccles that time, but he'll get the ball back again. He gives it to Palmer. The early play coming from Coventry City. Can they make it count? It's Latabodiere on halfway to Palmer. First time Van Avaak, another first time ball which Latabodiere can't quite reach, and Wolves get possession back. Aït-Nouri on a yellow card already, plays the ball into the middle, and here's Fraser for Wolves, and Wolves now playing the ball into the Sky Blues half. First time they've really entered into the Sky Blues territory with any menace. Bobby Thomas felt he was fouled, nothing given, but Coventry City have the ball anyway, and Ben Sheaf now gives it to Latabodiere, and Palmer lets the ball run, and now takes it with his feet. Casey Palmer out over right. Oh, he's so nearly. Well, he has found him, but he's had to go wide right, and he's now inside the penalty. Oh, he tried to lay it back for Bidwell, which is not a bad idea, but the pass wasn't accurate enough.
Well, it was delayed too long as well. I mean, he should have knocked it a second early. If he had done, Bidwell would have had an option there, either swing his boot at goal or play a little crafty bended ball in. He was unmarked, and it was an opportunity.
8th quarter final of Coventry City's history, the first for 15 years, and they've only won one. Rocky played in that back in 1987 against Sheffield Wednesday at Hillsborough. Can Mark Robins' team create a bit of club history by getting their second quarter-final win. Great ball control though from Aït-Nouri for Wolves on the left. He gets the cross in, and Brad Collins gets his first significant touch as he manages to cling on to the cross.
Yeah, Wolverhampton's first foray, a really good long reverse ball there for 60-yard ball to Aït-Nouri on the left-hand side. One touch, really good touch, and then bent it in behind Thomas, but Brad Collins was out. He was unopposed, good hands.
Well, Brad Collins has got to be careful. He's held onto the ball for a long time. One or two Wolves players are querying it to the referee. Still, no goalkeeper ever seems to get penalised for that, but just got to be a little bit careful. Sims heads the ball out to the left, doesn't quite get enough on it to reach Hadji Wright, and it's brought away for Wolves by Semedo out to the right-hand side for Wolves, and back to Semedo. His cross is headed away by Thomas, and it goes to Wright, who turns on it, plays it down the line for Palmer. He holds it up and gives it back to Hadji Wright, just inside his own half, and now it's Bidwell.
And again, signs there, Wolverhampton not right at the back. They're having an attack, the ball gets cleared, and they should be picking it up. They've got more defenders than attackers, but Wright gets there first. Just a lack of concentration at the back from Wolves, and you know, those little things can turn out to be big problems in the game.
Well, Gomez for Wolves gives it back to Kilman, who's an England futsal international. Not anymore, now that he's playing Premier League football. Can't play that anymore, but in about 25 caps for England's futsal team. As Wolves have it halfway inside their own territory. It's Doyle to Kilman, and forward for João Gomez, out to the right wing, and the ball comes out into the middle. It's picked up here by Aït-Nouri, and who gets the ball back from Doyle, and Aït-Nouri plays a cheesy ball into Mario Jr., and he's challenged by Latabodier. Does well to hold him up and slow him down, but he still has it. And now Wolves passing the ball around threateningly. Here's João Gomez, reverse pass to Aït-Nouri inside the penalty area. Oh, he's gone past one defender and then tries to play to the 6-yard box, and then he gets the crowd going as Wolves win a corner. And Cook and Seabury have got a penalty. It's one of those ones where Latabodier went in. The Wolves keeper's gone down here, by the way, but it's one of those ones where he turned and Latabodier's going in. Can he easily catch the play and give away a penalty?
Yeah, he absolutely could, and that's the first we've seen of Wolves really going forward. Premiership quality with Aït-Nouri. Got to the byline, looks as if going to cross. Lovely number on Latabodier, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then you're right, it was close enough for him to potentially go down. I think Wolves are more worried about the injury to Sarr at the moment. They've got the experienced Dan Bentley on the bench, but they won't want another injury.
No, Jose Sarr, Portuguese international, receiving treatment. Dan Bentley, it's quite a story really for Dan Bentley, a former Arsenal junior. It's taken him 12 years to get to the Premier League, and he's finally done it with Wolves. He has played a few Premier League games.
Well, he wouldn't have known it, but he should have stayed at Brentford.
Yes, indeed, yeah, absolutely. So we played 12.5 minutes. Martin Winch, what are your early impressions?
I've been impressed by Coventry. I know they've got a corner to defend at the moment, but they've really taken the game to Wolverhampton Wanderers, and it was quite interesting seeing the TV pictures as well, with Coventry going for at the back. It did catch the Wolves team on the back foot. You saw Gary O'Neill and his assistant going with their tablet, sort of checking things, and just then, as the goalkeeper was receiving treatment, all the Wolves players came to this near touchline, and Gary was giving out instructions because they've got different roles now.
And the good thing with Coventry is they've got that flexibility to be able to do things like that now in this squad.
Indeed. He's all right at the moment, Sarr. He's going to carry on. The corner is taken short, and it comes to the edge of the area, is curled in, headed away by Sims, and his head has been picked up here by Van Ayvac, who's on a run through the middle. He's still going, Van Ayvac. He's approaching the penalty area. Can he go all the way? He's just eventually beaten to it there by Semedo, but a great run from Van Ayvac, and Skybers get the ball back. It's Sheaf out to the left to right. Hadji Wright gives it to Palmer, to Van Ayvac, tries to knock it to the penalty area but can't get it past the defender. Wolves again making a right mess of it and it's picked up by Latabodier. He can't find Palmer. Palmer makes a tackle to get the ball back. Wolves eventually get it. That's unsettled some of the home crowd, but I really thought there, Oggy, Van Avat was going to score the goal of the cup season. But before we talk about that, we have to watch it because Wolves are on the attack. Referee played an advantage in their favour. Sheaf makes a tackle, the Sky Blues bring it away.
Yeah, and it was on the counter. They've got a chance again, by the way.
Yeah, Palmer trying to find Sims and just beaten to it there by Kilman. The Wolves captain, but then he's won it back. Sims on the left-hand side. He's on his own at the moment. Now he pulls it back to Palmer, just outside the area. His shot hits a Wolves player. Inevitable handball appeals. The cross comes in from the right, and that's flicked away. And it's going to be picked up by Wright, even with VAR. That's not a penalty, by the way, in a month of Sundays. But here's Wright. He fires a shot in, and that's just beyond the far post. Wolves player had his arm in front of him. I doubt they'll even check that for any length of time, but it's a goal kick to Wolves.
Listen, it's a really good start from Coventry. Just go back to that last corner they defended. It was Van Avat that has been left up front, and he's got real pace. Man for man with a Wolves player, you're thinking, oh, nobody could catch him, but they very cleverly left Semedo back, who is very, very quick as well, and he defended brilliantly. It was a good contest. Van Avat tried to take him on the left-hand side. Semedo just managed to get there in time and stop him getting his shot off. So really good stuff from both sides in that instance.
Well, that's a very good start from the Sky Blues, but it's still 0-0. Remember, this game is played to a finish as cup tie this afternoon. It'll go to extra time and if necessary penalties. Last time but one, the Sky Blues were in the quarter-finals. They lost on penalties. That was in a replay, though. Wolves have it halfway inside their own half. 0-0, but a cracking cup tie, as we expected it to be. We're in the 17th minute. And Wolves now with Totti. But again, they don't keep it. And Van Avat wins a foul out of Nori. It wasn't the sort of foul where you could realistically expect a second yellow card, but I suppose if he tots them up. And Martin was waving one, but you know. Free kick taken quickly by Eccles, finds Sheaf in the centre circle. And then he plays it back to Kitchid for Thomas.
Well, what is interesting, and I'll confirm it now, but it looks like Gary O'Neill during that break has probably switched to a back four for Wolves as well. I'll just wait to see, but Totti looks like he's come out on the left-hand side. Semedo on the right, so both of those are fullbacks now, I think, and that's allowed Nori probably to get a little bit further up the pitch. So if that is the case and they have changed, that's been a consequence of Coventry starting with four and catching Wolves cold a little bit on that one.
Yeah, 17th minute, we are getting applause in memory of Harley Hepworth, who's teenager who tragically lost his life and was stabbed in a park a short walk from here, promising footballer with Hensford Town, and that's where the applause from around the ground is for. But here are Wolves on the attack. The ball's for the Sky Blues penalty area, and Eccles hooks it away, and it's out for a throw-in to Wolves. And it's Wolves with possession inside the Sky Blues half, and the ball comes back to Santiago Bueno, gives it to Totti, back to Santiago Bueno, and he plays it across the back to Kilman. Wolves with their back four now, and ball is played into Santiago Bueno, and it's out to Nori, and Wolves get it back to their keeper, who seems to be okay now. I don't know what it was that resulted in him going down receiving treatment earlier.
Oh, a strange one, wasn't it? You know, he went down, he looked like he pulled something, but it's a quick recovery.
Yeah. It's a free kick to Wolves as Nori is fouled, and it comes into Doyle, forward to Juan Gomez, out to the left hand side, looking for Nori, just slightly overhit. Liam Kelly catches the ball as he's limbering up one of the Sky Blues substitutes.
Well, there's no wonder they've got a few hamstring injuries in this side with those diagonals over it like that. I thought Aït-Nouri was going to have to put his left foot by his eyebrows then to control it, and that certainly does put a stretch on the back of the leg.
And here's Palmer. Ball is knocked out for a Coventry City throw halfway inside the Sky Blues half. Should be taken by Latabaudiere. He drives the ball. Just getting calming down a little bit after a frenetic start. Coventry City, we said, want them to be in the game throughout. They're certainly very much in the game now. They might even be slightly disappointed they're not ahead, Oggy.
Well, Wright had that shot, didn't he? It just whizzed across the face of goal, and they've had a few good fires.
Sorry, I didn't drop it. I thought Sims had just found Van Avermaet, but the defence dealt with it.
Well, I mean, more to the point, they look comfortable. You wouldn't believe they were playing a Premiership side today at the moment from the first 15-20 minutes observations.
No. 0-0. Just wonder. Just rattle Wolves a little bit. It's not good. And Gary O'Neill has been very active on the bench, making gestures and waving his team on. He's a little frustrated with his team's start, though they have shown a bit of quality when they come forward. Aït-Nouri with a cross there. Oh, there was a chance. It was Sarabia who swung his boot at it on the volley and didn't make contact from close range. Had he done so, it might have been 1-0 Wolves.
Yeah, it was a clever little ball from Aït-Nouri. Again, most of what's happening is coming from Aït-Nouri. Played a little ball with the outside of his foot, swerving away from Sarabia. I think that was what did him. He just couldn't quite get the stretch on and get any purchase on the ball.
He's reported to be wanted by Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool as Aït-Nouri.
Well, they'll have to hurry.
Well, yes. I think he's talking about it as a sort of parting gift at Liverpool. Anyway, Wolves on halfway, 0-0 on BBC CWR. It comes out to Aït-Nouri. Plays it infield. And he just put up a picture of one of the mascots of the game and quoted his prediction of a 4-1 win to Wolves. Don't think so. It's Wolves now with Totti, who lobs the ball forward. That's won by Thomas. Tries to take it to the Wolves half, loses it. Now Wolves collect, and it's out to the left-hand side for Mario. He plays it infield for Gomez. Squares it for Kilman. Sky Blues have got all by one player behind the ball. The cross in, but that's
man for man at the
taken.
back here if it goes.
He's played it on the ground to Palmer, and Sims wants it. Palmer tries to find him with an over-the-top ball. Ellis Sims will collect that. Will he reach it? Yes, he will. Right on the left wing. Sims now, right coming forward. Van Avermaet as well. Sims taking on the defender, but he's tackled. And now it's Wolves who may counter-attack. It's 3 against 4. Sky Blues have got players back, but here's Aït-Nouri now for Wolves. Out to the left-hand side, where he finds Mario. Oh, his pass is intercepted by Sheaf, and it's Coventry City. It's like basketball here. Coventry going up to the other end now. Oh, but Sheaf's pass is a poor one. Behind Palmer. He's frustrated as Ben Sheaf because Wolves pick it up. Again, Gary O'Neill and the Wolves fans are urging their team on. They're just passing the ball around like in a park at the moment.
Well, that's strange that, because you've got Ben Sheaf, a midfield player, going forward. You've got Palmer going forward. Ben Sheaf played it to him, played it behind him, and then all of a sudden you think, whoa, you know, Wolves have got a chance of breaking it, and they've slowed it completely down, allowed Coventry to get completely around the ball, and then they're going to try and break them down this way. Strange.
Gary O'Neill practically on the pitch. In fact, the fourth officials just had to remind him to stay in his technical area. I think it's fair to say Coventry City have got him a little bit rattled here. But it's still 0-0. And Wolves switch the ball out to the right-hand side for Semedo. Some good exchanges of passes, and it comes now to Mario, but a good tackle while Latabaudiere denies Aït-Nouri. And Mark Robbins is trying to get a message out, I think, to Jake Bidwell on the left. Oh, this is slightly worrying. Well, Latabaudiere he's sitting down and just rubbing the back of his leg, and I think he's suggested to the referee just got caught there.
Well, it was good defending from him because Wolves had worked it well. They'd taken Eccles out of the game, they moved it to the left-hand side. We've seen how dangerous Ait-Nouri can be, and he just had a touch, a fraction bigger than he wanted to, and Latabaudiere was onto it like a flash, managed to put it into touch, but actually got a knock for his troubles as well.
Still goalless at Molineux, and it's FA Cup quarter-final. Wolves, who were last in the semi-finals just 5 years ago. They have it with Santiago Bueno. Gives it to Kilman, to Doyle, I should say. Switches it out to the right-hand side for Semedo. He knocks it forward to Sarabia, back to Semedo. That's forward for Gomez. Semedo plays it to Doyle, just been pushed back. Wolves have it, but the Skyblers are pushing them back into their own half. It'll go all the way back to Sarr, the keeper. It's in bright pink. He hesitates slightly as Sims challenges him, but he gets the pass out. And now it's passed back to him again by Totti. Sarr It's inside his own penalty area, but a good ball forward for Wolves. See Sarabia pick up possession, and Wolves now trying to go forward into the Skyblue half. A nice change of direction from Totti. Fools Latabaudiere, he gives it to Ait-Nouri out to the left hand side. And for Mario, plays it back to Totti. The impetus of the move has rather gone out, but Wolves still have it. Have it with Doyle. Plays it to Bueno. Goes out to the right wing for Wolves. Comes into Sarabia and Gomez. It's switch long out towards the left, and Van Eyck is back there to tidy up and gets it out for a Wolves throw. Yeah,
good defending from Van Eyck. He noticed that Lemina is hogging the touchline on the left-hand side, so if it's not Ait-Nouri there, then it's Lemina. They tend to flexible with the roles that they're playing. However, Van Eyck had got his distances right and could get there first.
Shot from distance there by Kilman is charged down. Now it's played into the penalty area dangerously there by Mario. It's clear for another throw.
Just starting to come into a little bit more, aren't they, Wolves? Again, not looking particularly dangerous. Lemina trying to put it in behind, or Mario, and Bobby Thomas in a particularly good place to stop that ball reaching Fraser.
Doyle plays it back into his own half for Bueno. For Doyle. And Wolves begin to get a lot more of the ball. Still 27 minutes into this first half, and it still remains goalless. Over the top ball there, it's an awkward one because it won't bounce out, and Kitchen wants it to, and he's got into trouble here, Kitchen, and this could be costly. There's a vital clearance, there's still a chance on, and eventually a miscued shot. Oh goodness me, he'll be mighty relieved there, Kitchen. He wanted the ball to go out, it didn't. I'm not sure who made the vital touch. It may have been Thomas who came to his rescue with a crucial touch as the ball was pulled back. And Thomas just got it half away, and then it came fire back in.
Well, listen, I'll tell you, I mean, first and foremost, Kitchen will be relieved, but Thomas did some brilliant defending there, because as soon as the ball was won from Kitchen, I mean, he should have played it first time to Fraser, who would have had a simple effort side foot in, but he delayed it a touch, and then Thomas cut the passing angle out fractionally, and that chance had gone. He went down the byline, and eventually when he did try to play to him, it was blocked out. So brilliant defensive work from Thomas. Kitchen's a lucky man, though.
It was Sheaf who blocked the shot. It was almost calamity for Coventry City. They survive it, it remains goalless. Wolves feel they're getting to the game a bit more. Totti forward to Ait-Nouri, who's looking to showboat a little bit with his pink boots. Plays it out to the left hand side for Mario. He cuts inside, then floats one towards the corner of the area. If this is onside, then it could be trouble here. Good save though by Brad Connors. The shot, it was hit straight at him by Semedo. The flag never went up, and Oh, it's a tight one. It would certainly have gone to VAR if that had been a goal. And we'd have been here probably about 10 minutes. But it was... it
was a good move though, wasn't it? Good cut back, and thankfully he shot straight at Collins. Smart save.
Yeah, and the Sky Blues just hanging on a little bit at the moment. And Bidwell's dispossessed on the edge of the area, but there's no one there as the ball's floated across. Oh, then Latabodiere chests it back to goal, and Collins has to scramble across to take it and say thank you very much.
Well, it was confident from Latabodiere. I think the chest was going wide, but it just skidded off the turf, didn't it? Came at Collins a little bit quicker than he probably thought.
Well, Wolves fans beginning to feel a little bit encouraged. And Gary O'Neill's moaning about Brad Collins being on the ball for too long now. We've got to be a bit careful, Brad, because if Wolves are in the official's ear on that, could affect things. But anyway, Palmer wins a header, and there's a battle for possession, which Sheaf wins. Wolves want to foul, they won't get it. And Casey Palmer, the ball gets stuck under his feet, but eventually plays it out to the left, to right. Pitch not looking as slick as you might have expected. Palmer has it again, infield to Sheaf. Out to the left-hand side to Haji Wright, who exchanges passes with Bidwell. Palmer lets the ball run, collects it now, and it comes back to Thomas in the centre circle. He gets the ball back from Latabodiere, and it's Sheaf now on halfway to Thomas. Sky Blue has been forced back, or Thomas's pass is intercepted, but Coventry City will get it back with Kitching. He lobs it high in the air, and that's headed away. And Wolves, but then Bidwell wins a 50-50 ball, heads it to the Wolves half, and it's volleyed back into the Sky Blue. So this is an awkward one for Kitching, but he watches the ball carefully, gets his head onto it, and then Bidwell heads it back, and Kitching is able to collect near the corner flag. 0-0 in this FA Cup tie, FA Cup quarter-final. They come around about once every 15 years for Coventry City, since their first one in 1910, so we need to enjoy it. Wolves throw on the far side, taken by Nelson Semedo. Mere £27.6 million signing from Barcelona, and not the most expensive player Wolves have got in their squad either. Does put Haji Wright 7 million into some context, isn't it?
It's ridiculous the amount of money that players spend. I think Kuna, who's not playing today, was 44 million, wasn't he?
He was. Here's Latabodiere, plays the ball back to Thomas. Lobs the ball forward, Sims battling for it, manages to get his boot onto it. Van Avak has to run back towards halfway, does collect it, but then is dispossessed by Mario. Plays the ball for a good tackle by Thomas. Mario wins it back though, and Eccles does well under a bit of pressure to get the ball back to the keeper again. Wolves, Mario stayed on the ground claiming a foul, but he doesn't get it. Nor does Palmer there though, he's unhappy, and Wolves break. The ball is played into the Sky Blues penalty area, but it's blocked by Kitching, and Eccles gets it away. Palmer again. Referee's letting a few of these challenges go, and the players have to understand that. He's doing it for both teams. Here's Latabodiere now on a break for Coventry City, out to the right hand side to Van Avak. Sims calling for it in the middle. Van Avak tries to find him, and it was a crucial touch by a defender. It was a difficult ball to deal with. He dealt with it very well there.
Yeah, I think it was Semedo, wasn't it? A ball from Latabodiere, wasn't it? Bent round the back, Wright was waiting for it, but with the outside of the foot, it's dangerous and difficult to clear like that. Semedo managed to do it.
Van Avak on the right wing for Coventry City, trying to find room to get the cross in, crosses it along the ground, doesn't reach Sims. It's out for a Sky Blues throw. If we dare see a Van Avak long throw in this game, he's got plenty of room to run up with, but it doesn't look like we're going to see one here. He's going to leave it for Latabodiere to take.
Well, the key is if the defenders go up, isn't it? And as I say, it's always there. So if I bet actually Wolves don't even know he's got a long throw, so it might be a weapon they could use.
Throw in taken by Latabodiere, finds Thomas, and now Kitching out to the left. Bibble just on the back foot slightly, but he still gets to the ball, gives it to Eccles. Back to Kitching. on halfway. He slides it forward for Palmer. Has 2 Wolves players on him quickly, and he's frustrated Palmer as he can't beat them. Now this is offside. In fact, it's so offside that the assistant referee doesn't bother to wait, even though we got VAR. He flags Fraser offside quickly.
Yeah, Palmer's just got a little bit frustrated there. It's twice he's given it away in the last 2 minutes. Got to be careful. If he turns it over there, Wolves are very, very good at breaking. I'm surprised they didn't make more of the first effort, actually, when they got the ball out to Mario Gomez and he couldn't find another Wolves player. So, he wants a foul when he gets robbed in possession there, but he's got to be a little bit stronger.
Van Avaak plays the ball. I'm not sure that was the pass intended, but it's reached Palmer, who gets it to right on the left. Bidwell providing the overlap. Right cuts inside. He's on the edge of the area. He tries to get a shot, and he was slipping as he shot. I've got no power behind it. Palmer now gets a shot in. It's a good one-handed save. Bidwell. Oh, Sims misses from a few yards out. And the keeper, I think, did make the block. He made a great save from Palmer initially, and Bidwell fires it across the 6-yard box.
It's the best chance so far. It's a great save from Saul. The first time when it came in, Sims has only got to just direct it at goal. It's 1-0, and it's just come off the outside, the wrong part of his foot. He'll wonder how he's missed that one.
Oh, it was a chance for Coventry City. It remains 0-0 here. The Sky Blues so close to taking the lead, and now they've got to be careful that we don't pay a double price for missing that chance, because Wolves now inside the Sky Blues penalty area, and Bidwell concedes the corner a little unfortunately. We've seen a replay of it now. To be fair, well, the good news for Sims is I don't think that would have counted, because he was certainly, he does side foot it, but straight at the keeper and makes the save. But I think probably VAR would have ruled that he was offside earlier in the move. And we start getting into second phase and first phase arguments.
Yeah, it's complicated, isn't it? But he should be putting that one away.
Yeah, give us something to argue about. The corner is taken towards the far post. It's knocked out for another corner to Wolves. And he does get it. Well, actually, I think he's hit it wide anyway from his side foot. And the keeper makes the block, but I'm not sure it was even on target. It just came at him quickly. It did
wonders for the confidence if that ball had ended up in the back of the net, regardless of the resulting VAR. Just the fact that they can penetrate this Wolves back line.
Doyle with the corner. It's a good delivery, and that was a great chance at the near post.
Yeah, good delivery in. Gomez gets in first. There should be a man in front of him. There wasn't, and he's just made the flick. It's gone comfortably wide of the far post, but I've seen those fly in.
Goal kick to Coventry City. It's a good cup tie. Sky Blues fans now getting the Sky Blues song out there. As Wright flicks the ball on, that goes out for a Wolves throw inside their own half. It remains 0-0. To be fair, I tell you what would have been given offside. I think Bidwell would have been given offside because although he came back into an onside position, he was offside when the ball was played. So we could spare Sims that. I don't think the flag actually went up, did it? So it would have been a VAR call. Possibly I missed it, I don't know. Anyway, it's a throw into Wolves, halfway inside the Coventry City half. We've got just over 7 minutes. We should have probably about 2 minutes. Maybe the injury stoppage for the keeper took about a minute and a half to add on. As Wolves have it in the centre circle. Ball played out to the right-hand side for Semedo. He knocks it in field for Sarabia. Now Semedo again making a run down the right-hand side, and he's won a corner off Bidwell. Wolves are getting a bit of a flurry of corners now.
Well, at Premier League level that the quality of the corners is generally very, very good. They've got some height, Wolves have, so it's probably another area they've been working on to try and break the deadlock.
It's their fourth out the right-hand side. It's floated in towards the near post, but it's Sky Blue's head, and that's applauded by Mark Robbins as Coventry City get it out of their penalty area. So Wolves try and get it out to the right-hand side again. Sky Blues get it half away, but now it's João Gomez out to the right as the Wolves player has gone down. Meanwhile, Gomez on the right, gets across into the penalty area. It's an attempted volley which is completely missed by Fraser, and Coventry City can try and bring it away, and the ball played forward by Palmer finds Sims. Ellis Sims right to his left, Van Avac to his right. Sims is going to go, no, he gives it to Van Avac, who shoots, the keeper saves, and the ball floats just wide and out for a Coventry City corner.
Well, that's the best move of the half, and it's the best chance of the half. Sims doing brilliantly. The ball was played to him, good turn, runs with the ball 20-30 yards, then plays Van Avac on the right hand side. He has a good first touch, he's just got Sarr to beat. He hits the target, but Sarr makes another wonderful save and it goes over the bar. But again, you know, more often than not, I think Van Avac would score from there.
He tried to get it under the keeper's body, didn't he? The keeper got down very quickly.
Well, he's probably not found himself there that many times in his career, and to be fair to him, he has hit the target. It's a wonderful save, but more natural goal scorer, I think, would have found the corner.
Sporting a thick headband. There's Van Avac, this corner from the left. Eccles to take it. Last corner was somewhat wasted when he took it short. This one he floats in. Oh, Kitchen almost got on the end of it. I think that's come off a Wolves head last, has it? It has. It's another corner to Coventry City. That was a good delivery from Eccles.
Yeah.
And now
both sides looking dangerous at set plays.
And Bidwell pops over to take this one on the right. A goal now really would be quite something for Coventry City 5 minutes before half time.
Well, I think on the balance they've looked more likely to probably get one. They've certainly had the best chances.
Keeper's made the saves, isn't he? Bradcon's made one. That was hit straight at him. Bidwell with the corner towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's punched away decisively by Sarr. It's hit high in the air now by Eccles. That's going to come down with snow on it. Eventually it's headed away, but it's picked up by Sheaf, who does well against Aït-Nouri. And Sheaf still holding on to it. Aït-Nouri misses a tackle. Sheaf moves away from him. Probably willing Aït-Nouri to foul him now. Get a second yellow, but the Wolves player keeps his discipline. It's Latabaudiere forward for Van Avac. Back to Latabaudiere, to right inside the penalty area, lays it off for Palmer. Palmer knocks it back to Latabaudiere. Skybo's looking for room. Latabaudiere forward to right, good first time ball to Van Avac. He plays it back to Casey Palmer. Wolves closing all the gaps at the moment, and it's gone back to halfway to Kitchen, to Palmer, and Palmer will play it all the way back to Brad Collins. And now Collins forward for Eccles. Coventry City having to be patient. Sheaf now on the left, halfway inside the Wolves half. Can't give it to Bidwell. Bidwell's offside. Sheaf changes direction, goes past the defender. Good work from Sheaf, gives it to Palmer, and then Sheaf's caught off the ball, it seemed. Nothing given by the referee, no indication of an advantage even. Now it's Palmer, finds Eccles, to Latabaudiere. Got a little bit of space here. Latabaudiere out to the right to Van Avac. Two Coventry players inside the penalty area. Van Avac pulls it back for Latabaudiere, who tries to float it in, doesn't really get that right, and it's headed away. Thomas tries to head it back, but Fraser just knocks him off the ball, but Coventry get it anyway, and it's Bidwell who now moves forward down the left, lays it off for Palmer. Bidwell provided the overlap. Palmer hesitates though, and that opportunity's gone, so he gives it to Eccles. Now Latabaudiere, who's possibly lining himself up for a shot, but the ball just ran away from him. Sheaf curls it in, and Wright gets his head to it, and now Sims. Palmer, he didn't get any power behind it. He tried to place it, and he's hit it straight at the keeper. It's another chance for Coventry City.
It is. It came at him quick. What he couldn't do is get any power at it. He just literally had to direct it at goal, and unfortunately it was straight at Sarr. But another chance. Great period of possession from Coventry. Take the sting out of the game when Wolves have started to look a little bit dangerous, and they're passing from side to side. They've gone back, they've gone out the other way. They eventually get an opportunity without Wolves even laying a glove on Coventry.
Coventry finishing the half well. Can they get a goal? Palmer now tries to squeeze it to Sims, doesn't get it through. Case was saying he was being held, but the referee allows play to continue, again letting things go, and it's picked up by Mario on the left hand side. Mario plays the ball back to Aït-Nouri. It's challenged by Eccles, forced backwards. And it's collected there by Totti. Now Mario. Latabaudiere a bit short, trying to get the ball back to Thomas, but a handball. It's given against Aït-Nouri, but don't get excited. It just hit his arm.
Just tell him it's her. He's given handball for that, but if that had been in the box, would that be a penalty?
Probably under VAR, probably would have been, I would suspect.
Have a look how high his hand is.
Anyway, free kick to Coventry City. Last minute of normal time, the first half. It'll be 1 or 2 minutes of first half stoppage time, I'm sure. And Grant Collins wearing dark shirt today with his white gloves. Kicks the ball long, and Michael away to Sims. He's got 2 Wolves players on him. He's trying to get the better of them. Eventually the ball is cleared for a Sky Blues throw on halfway. Taken this throw by Latabaudiere.
Well, it's clever from Wright because he knows that Van Avert's got a long throw and he's miles behind the back line of Wolves. Problem is, I don't think Van Avert wants to throw it there.
But he does get it now, right from Latabaudiere. Right, challenge from behind. Referee decides fairly, and Wolves have it with Doyle. Doyle slides it forward to Nori, and Wolves on the break here just before half-time. This would be tough for the Sky Blues if they conceded here. The curling shot into the 6-yard box. There's a scramble. Fraser's trying to turn it in. He can't. It's out for a goal kick. And as we start 2 minutes of first half stoppage time, the Sky Blues relieved to escape that.
Yeah, and that's where Wolves are at the most dangerous. It's when they break those lines in midfield, they get it wide, particularly to Lamina or Mario on the left-hand side. He bent the ball in at the far post, it got blocked, and then the ball was bouncing around. Young Fraser couldn't divert it goalwards.
Well, Kitchen did quite well there, looking at the replay. Difficult for Fraser. 0-0. In boxing parlance, if you were awarding it on points in the first half, I think you'd give it to Coventry City. But of course that doesn't mean a great deal. 0-0. Here's Wright for the Sky Blues, plays the ball back to Bidwell, tries to knock it across, it's just charged down in front of him, and Kitching kicks the ball over his head into the Wolves half. That's headed back by Semedo. It's picked up by Bidwell, and slightly fortuitously the ball reaches Palmer. Palmer's pass doesn't find Van Avert, and it's Wolves again. Have threatened at times. They have had chances, but Nori runs into a cul-de-sac there, and Palmer collects it for Coventry. And now Kitching's ball trying to find Van Avert. The idea is applauded by Van Avert, but the ball didn't bounce kindly, just bounced away from him. Just needed to hold up in the turf on that occasion. And as I said, it went out for a Wolves throw. They get it back to their keeper, who's under pressure from Sims. And Sarr deals with it. Looks like he just wanted a bit of a sit down earlier. I don't quite know what went on there. There's apparent injury. Didn't seem to have affected him since. Oh, good work by Eccles just to charge down the balls Wolves were attacking, but Wolves get it back again, and it's Mario forward to Nori on that left, fires a cross in, and it just beats everybody in the end. It's collected by Semedo inside the penalty area. He makes a complete hash of it, and it's the last touch of the half. It's been a good half for Coventry City. Both teams have had chances. In theory, Ellis Sims had the best chance, so we think it probably would have been chalked off for offside anyway. But they force a couple of decent saves out of the Wolves keeper. They've had 1 or 2 scares inside their own 6-yard box, but at half-time it's Wolverhampton Wanderers of the Premier League 0, Coventry City of the Championship 0. First half thoughts from an FA Cup winner, Steve Ogrizovic.
Well, bearing in mind the quality of the opposition, I think it's a wonderful half for Coventry. They caught Wolves on the hop really in the first half. Mark Robbins made a formation change, and it took Wolves a little bit of time to actually reorganise themselves. They went from a back 3 to a back 4 after 20 minutes, and the best chances have fallen, I think, to Coventry. I thought Van Avert, that definitely would have counted. Sims turning, running 30 yards, playing Van Avert in, a good first touch. He's just got Sarr to beat from 12 yards, and probably he's not a natural goal scorer. It's a little bit too close to sign. He makes a wonderful save. Talked about the Sims effort. He should have put that in the back of the net. We could have worried about VAR after. And there were 2 really good chances. I remember Palmer having a half chance. So there's nothing to worry about here. I think Coventry will be buoyed up by that performance. I would expect Wolverhampton to improve in the second half, but Coventry have got to feel they're well in this game and they can get through to the semi-final if they can reproduce that type of form and that type of performance in the second period.
Martin Winch, your thoughts on that half?
Coventry had the best of the opening 15-20 minutes or so, and I think the turning point came when their goalkeeper went down, Wolves goalkeeper, because it just gave the Wolves players that break. The manager was able to gather them on the touchline.
I think that's when they changed formation as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. So I don't know whether Gabriel Sá was actually injured or not, or whether it was it just gave them that particular opportunity, but it was a good couple of minutes or so breaking play that, as I say, just allowed the Wolves players to take on board, and then no surprises for sort of like 10-15 minutes after that. Wolves were certainly in the ascendancy. They had 2 or 3 chances, though not really testing the Sky Blues keeper Bradley Collins, and then, to their credit, Coventry have come back into it, certainly in the last 5 minutes or so, with a couple of chances themselves. So yeah, absolutely, they've matched a Premier League side, gone toe-to-toe, gone in at half-time 0-0, and actually they've probably had the best chance of all.
So there we are. It's a cracking cup tie. We want the Coventry City to be in it throughout the game. They certainly are at the moment. Remember, we could go to extra time and even penalties at half-time in this FA Cup tie on BBC CWR. It is Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Coventry City 0. And that's how the first half has gone. We'll bring you the whole of the second half, of course. If you want to comment, you can text 81333, starting your message CWR. You can tweet us at BBC CWR Sport on Twitter or X. And you can WhatsApp 08000 321 333, again starting your message with the letters CWR. So it is goalless at half-time here. There is one other game going on in the Championship in an early kickoff, which has some bearing for the Sky Blues, because Cardiff City are in action. They've been on a very good run of late. They are currently 4 points behind Coventry. They have, or will have, played a game more after today, but they have just gone behind to Swansea City, who are in the bottom half of the table. Swansea have taken the lead. Swansea 1, Cardiff City 0. Just looking at the Championship fixtures, because there is pretty much a full programme of Championship football. All bar 4 teams are in action, because there are 2 Championship teams in the FA Cup. The rest are all playing Championship football. So from a Sky Blues point of view, what are they looking out for? 6th place Norwich, currently 1 point ahead of Coventry. They've currently played the same number of games. They're at Stoke this afternoon. There is no game for Hull, who are in 7th place, because they were due to play the Sky Blues. West Brom in 5th, 5 points ahead of Coventry. They're at home to Bristol City this afternoon. And then Middlesbrough, Preston, and I mentioned Cardiff, all 4 points behind. Cardiff currently 1-0 down at Swansea. Borough later at home to Blackburn. And Preston, who do still have a game in hand on Coventry, so after today they'll have played the same number of games. They are at Plymouth. Leicester, the other Championship team in the FA Cup, so the leaders aren't playing. That does give Leeds a chance to go top, by the way, but not until tomorrow when they take on Millwall, and they would have to win by 2 clear goals to go top. So the Championship fixtures this afternoon, the 3 o'clock kickoffs: Birmingham v Watford, Ipswich v Sheffield Wednesday, Middlesbrough play Blackburn, Plymouth Preston, Rotherham Huddersfield, Stoke Norwich, Sunderland QPR, and West Brom Bristol City. And tomorrow it is Leeds against Millwall. One other FA Cup tie today in the quarter-finals. Manchester City are at home to Newcastle. The other quarter-finals tomorrow. The early kickoff is Chelsea versus Leicester. Leicester, the only other Championship team still in the competition. And then it's Manchester United against Liverpool. So if the Sky Blues do get through here, they ain't going to get an easy draw in the next round. Unless Leicester get through, of course, that would be nice and easy. But, it's going to be Chelsea, one of Man United or Liverpool, probably Manchester City. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it. Coventry City still very much in the cup, very much in this tie after a goalless first half at Molineux. Other sport this afternoon, must mention Leamington against Hitchin Town, which is a repeat of the playoff final when they were last promoted from the Southern Premier League, which makes it quite fitting opposition in a way, because the manager then and the manager now, and the manager in fact since 2010, Paul Holleran, is celebrating his 700th game in charge at Leamington. I know they opened the bars early there so that fans could watch this match and then watch Leamington this afternoon at home to Hitchin, but good luck to Paul Holleran on his 700th game as manager of the Breaks. He did tell me that he definitely won't be doing another 700, but then he did say that after 600, and he's already totted off another 100 since then. Also, of course, this afternoon, it is the final weekend of the Six Nations. No game for Cov this weekend, by the way, but it is the final weekend of the Six Nations. Wales, who are in danger of the wooden spoon, kick off first against Italy, who got that win against Scotland in the last round. Then Ireland can clinch the title if they beat Scotland at home. If they don't, there could be a chance for England, who are away at France. And the England scrum coach Tom Harrison has been speaking to Sarah Orchard about the challenge of facing the French.
Yeah, look, I think I spent some time over here when I was younger, and the phrase "pas de mêlée, c'est pas de victoire." So if you don't have a scrum, you can't win. And that could be very much the case. You can see how the French have based their game around their forwards, with the 6-2 split they've done and picking big players. So we're aware of the challenge that's coming tomorrow night.
When it comes to your laptop, I mean, if you had like a favourite scrum folder, are there a few scrums in there that you go to from France on a regular basis going, oh yeah, this was a classic?
I couldn't give you a classic. I've got quite a few different scrums of different people on there. Joey Lewis, the analyst, will supply me for the start of the competition, and then within the competition, databases on every single player. So we'll go through those.
And I will move on to England in a second, but who do you really rate in that French front row, and why?
Look, I think I rate Antonio, Cyril Bay, those guys who've been around for a while and been at the top of the game, and the way they pride the scrum from La Rochelle and Toulouse there. The respect they have for the scrum is huge. I think that's what I respect mostly about them.
And just on that, I mean, Georges-Henri Colombe, just to come off the bench, it's like almost like replacing light for light with Antonio, isn't it? Scary stuff. But then surely England want to make their mark on this. A lot of discussion around the World Cup last year about arguably the last time you came up against a scrum similar with that power would have been South Africa. Have you looked at that at all, or is this just completely fresh slate with a different style of play for England this Six Nations?
Look, you obviously your past experiences help shape your future. This was definitely something that we've gone over, we've looked at, we've taken the learnings. We haven't dwelled on it. This is a different team. This is a different England pack. We've just gone, okay, how do we make sure we're successful this weekend?
When it comes to where you move around the park, is it just a matter, I've seen a lot of Italy and then Wales trying to get the ball in that scrum and get it out as quickly as possible. How much are you happy that your team can actually go toe-to-toe with them?
Yeah, look, I think statistically you've got the best two scrums in the Championship going against each other tomorrow night, so I'm sure it'll be a good fight.
When it comes to the atmosphere here, I mean, it's going to be off the scale. We know there's a lot of travelling fans already in and around Lyon right now. What are you guys expecting?
I'm expecting the atmosphere to be somewhere like it was last weekend at Twickenham. I think I said earlier, the support we had last weekend was brilliant. I'm sure the French support will try to match up to that.
Tom Harrison, the England scrum coach, ahead of the game against France tonight. 8 o'clock kickoff in that one. All three final Six Nation matches are played tonight. Other sports news around the world. Maria Sakkari has beaten the US Open champion Coco Gauff to reach the final of the Indian Wells tournament, where she'll play the world number one Iga Swiatek. Bit of rain around for that semi-final, but she got through. The both men's semi-finals are due to take place tonight in California. Yannick Sinner against Carlos Alcaraz, and Tommy Ball against Daniel Medvedev. And in golf, halfway stage of the Players' Championship in Florida, the American Wyndham Clark holds a 4-shot lead on 14 under par. Rory McIlroy, joint lead at the end of the first round, struggled somewhat in his second round, hitting a 1 over par 73, so he is now 8 shots off the lead. Premier League games today. Again, there's a full programme of Premier League, subject to those teams who are involved in the FA Cup. 6 Premier League teams, of course, in the FA Cup, but Burnley do take on Brentford and Luton at home to Nottingham Forest, 2 3 o'clock kickoffs, and then at 5:30 Fulham are at home to Spurs. Coventry Blaze ice hockey in action tomorrow. They lost last night 3-1 away to Manchester Storm in Altrincham. Kim Tolberg scoring the Blaze goal. Tomorrow they're up against the runaway Elite League leaders and recently crowned Challenge Cup winners, Sheffield Steelers. That should be a good one at the Sky Dome. 5:30 face-off for that. And as I mentioned earlier, no game for Cov Rugby today, in case you were wondering. You can sit back and enjoy the Six Nations if you're a rugby fan. The first half stats here: 62% possession to Wolves, which slightly surprises me, but efforts on goal, 8 to Wolves, 7 to the Sky Blues, and crucially 3 on target for Coventry and a couple of really decent saves in there. Only 1 on target for Wolves officially, although I'm thinking the one that Ben Sheaf blocked, I don't know how they define on target, because it seemed to be on target, but maybe it blocked too far out to count. But anyway, they're credited with 1 on target. 4 corners to Wolves, 3 to Coventry. And the game hasn't had too many fouls. Now, it's partly because the referees let quite a lot go, but 4 fouls awarded against Wolves and 2 awarded against the Sky Blues. You're listening to Sound of the Sky Blues on BBC CWR, an FA Cup special. We hope we've got a couple more to go this season. We'll find out in the second half, which is up next on BBC CWR.
Phil Upton at breakfast. Can we just hear that for a second? Hang on. That's the sound of lambs being born live on the radio. Richard Williams is on a farm in Henley. I was about to say, he's not just busy counting the lambs this morning, he's been busy taking loads of pics as well of them. And this morning, Richard, we're BBC CWR.
Yes, and as you come back to us, Phil, we've just had another little lamb be born. And we're actually mid-birth here at the moment, because the mum at the moment is just almost trying to sort of say, what's that? Because he's a first-time mum.
Phil Upton at breakfast.
Weekdays from 6.
BBC CWR.
BBC CWR, Sound of the Sky Blues. Some of your comments. Gary says, think we've been terrific with a sort of hybrid Championship Premier League team. And really this team should now be aiming together into the Premier League, as it's clearly good enough and just needs 3 or 4 additions to make us a mid-table Premier League side. Trust the process. As you can see, the quality. The team is far better than last season, says Gary. Michael says, what a watchable game. But when you climb Everest, you need to stick the flag in for it to be remembered. Nice analogy there from Michael. And Tony says, we're playing well and created some great chances. That miss by Sims, whether he was offside or not, was unbelievable. He only had to side-foot it in. Robbins will be a happy manager at half-time, I'm sure. Keep going, lads. You'll be taking it to them, which is great to see. I mean, it would. I'm pretty certain it would have been disallowed. Oggy, he should have got it on target, but I mean, it was coming at him quickly. He stuck a boot at it, just didn't direct it in the right manner.
Listen, the goal-scoring form that he's been in, I thought he could have headed that in, but you know, he certainly should have. He should have given VAR a decision to make there. I didn't think it was the best chance. Thought Van Avak's chance was better. It was a lovely move. Sims doing really well in that instance to receive the ball, turn, and then find him. And I think more of a natural goal scorer in that position will probably have found the net.
So we're underway for the start of the second half. Sky Blues on the front foot straight away. Hadji Wright now lays the ball back to Ben Sheaf. They're kicking from right to left, Coventry, in the second half. They're kicking with the Sky Blues fans on their right wing and a group of them just in front of them as they challenge for goal. But Van Avak runs into trouble there as Ben Sheaf is robbed. There's a danger of a counter-attack. Latabodier does well to slow it down, but Wolves still have it inside their own half. And now they switch the ball out to the right. Bidwell anticipated that well, makes a good interception. Again, Wolves win. Oh, well, the referee has actually indicated an advantage. And in fact, he probably will have to give the free kick because Wolves have stopped because their player is injured. It was a robust challenge from Bidwell.
Well, it was a good challenge. I mean, listen, it's still a physical game. Tackles are allowed, and Sarabia, I think it is, he tried to over the ball, didn't he, and leave it for the overlapping Semedo, but Bidwell was aware to that and just took everything.
So will be a Wolves free kick just inside the Sky Blues half. Brad Collins in goal for Coventry. It is a back 4 today, which surprised Wolves. Surprised us a bit as well. Latabodier right back. And then you've got Thomas, Kitchen to the left back, Bidwell, Eccles, and the holding midfield position along with Sheaf, and then Wright, Palmer and Sims. And three most attacking players. The ball's in the Sky Blues penalty. Nori tried to touch it on and run onto the ball, but his touch was just a little too heavy, and it's out for a goal kick. But there was a threat there.
Yeah, there was. It was a good first touch for Nori, but Thomas had read it. He was there first, and the ball's been. It went for a goal kick anyway, but Thomas would have comfortably cleared had it not.
Wolves lose possessions. Throw into the Sky Blues, so Wolves with Sarr in goal. Right backs and left backs have swapped around a bit, but we've got on this side Semedo, and Kilman, Santiago Bueno, and Totti seems to have gone back to left back with Nori now in a more advanced position, along with Mario Jr. Here's Casey Palmer on the run. He was fouled. Referee plays an advantage. He plays a reverse pass to right inside the area. He goes back to goal, gives it a Bidwell. He floats it across. It's not a good enough ball, unfortunately, and it's headed away.
Palmer did brilliantly on the left here. Beat two men, came inside. I thought then just bent to the far corner. Hope it's your day. He reversed it to right, which wasn't a bad pass, but by that time Wolves had got enough bodies back to stifle him out. I think Palmer should have had a go, but I don't want to be too critical because he did brilliantly to worm his way out on the byline there and make the chance anyway.
So the rest of the Wolves team, Joao Gomez and Mario, midfield Sarabia and Doyle. They are short of front players because of injuries. Young Ryan Fraser, who made his Premier League debut recently, is leading the line. But here are Wolves on the attack now, and there could be a chance here. It was a good run, but the shot in the end from Nori didn't quite match the run. But you can see what Jurgen Klopp likes. He is a very talented player, this player that's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, he is a good mover, isn't he? And he hit the ground up there. He was coming inside. The only problem for him was he's on his unfavoured right-hand side. Never fancied him from that distance to be able to trouble Brad Collins, and it was a good 3-4 foot wide.
Played in the Africa Cup of Nations for Algeria. Nori, it's his fourth season since he's been signed from the French top flight. Cost 9.8 million, which is a snip for Wolves. Here's Haji Wright out to the right hand side to Van Avac into the penalty area and taking on the defender, tries to pull the ball back. It's just headed away, and Palmer picks it up on the corner of the 6-yard box, gets it out of the area to Sheaf. Sheaf now makes a move down the left hand side. He's eventually shrugged off it by Semedo, but that was another chance for the Sky Blues. It was well defended in the end. Here's Eccles for Coventry City, gives it to Latabaudiere, forward to Sims, who's couldn't quite control it, and in fact trying to win the ball back has committed the foul. Free kick Wolves.
Again, Coventry pleasing on the eye going forward, breaking down on that right hand side. Good ball in the middle, and the one thing Wolves have got is a little bit of a height in there. They managed to win the ball, flick it away. Palmer couldn't do anything with the ball that came out.
It's a free kick to Wolves inside their own half. And they play the ball out towards the right. Bidwell will intercept that, tries to find Sheafer, gets a touch on it, and suddenly it opens up for Haji Wright, who moves through the middle. Wright thought about a shot, does fire a shot in now. Wasn't the worst effort you'll ever see, but it is wide and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, another good move. Bidwell intercepting, Wright picking it up, moves 20-30 yards with the ball. He's got Wolves defenders around him, decides to have a go, but it's well over.
By the way, half-time in the Championship, Swansea 1, Cardiff 0. Keep Cardiff 4 points behind the Sky Blues if it stays that way. So Wolves taking the goal kick short. Sky Blues looking to press them. They got the ball away though, out to Mario, who turns nicely, but then doesn't follow that up with a good pass. It's intercepted by Sheaf, who plays a 1-2 with Eccles. Sheaf then is crowded out of it, but it's won well there by Latabaudiere on the right, and it's picked up by Eccles for Van Avac. No, that's a foul. Wolves players giving the Sky Blues players no room, but on that occasion the tackle was mistimed.
Well, both sides giving it away there in very condensed space on the right hand side.
Kilman with the foul. Coventry City have taken the free kick already. Sears again, you can hear the Sky Blues song here. They're sensing that maybe Wembley might be more than a dream. It's still 0-0, but they're very much in the game. Here's Eccles, finds Sheaf. Slightly heavy touch, but he finds Sims' defenders literally on his back. And the free kick is given to Coventry City. Santiago Bueno ends up piggybacking Ellis Sims there.
Well, it was. I saw Trevor Peat do that with Clive Allen in the 87 Cup final.
It was a Cheltenham
they laughed that off. It wasn't dissimilar.
Free kick to Coventry City. Halfway inside the Wolves half. Really could do with a goal, the Sky Blues. That would rattle his home support, who are a bit quiet at the moment. It's not gone quite according to plan as far as Wolves fans are concerned.
I think there's a nervousness around the place. I think they know Coventry were the better team in the first half, and they realise that their path to Wembley is probably not quite as clear cut as they first thought.
Palmer floats the ball into the penalty area. They're queuing up. Oh, it's gone in. It's gone in. I think Sims is claiming it. Lasabodio went for it. Wolves are appealing for a handball. It will go to VAR, but at the moment the goal is scored for the Sky Blues, and they're celebrating in the far corner. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Coventry City 1 for now.
These are those nervous moments, aren't they? We've got to wait for VAR. It's a lovely free kick bent in. Coventry win the first ball. It's across the face of the goal, and I think the ball's been cleared into Sims. I think this goal will count.
Well, let's have a look. There's no offside. That's the first bit of good news from the free kick. It's close, but it's not off. It's headed across goal. It's hit Sims. It looks like it's hit his chest from here, although that wasn't the clearest of pictures. I don't think that's in his arm. We're seeing a better angle of it here. It's headed across by Kitching, and Wright goes for it, and it hits Sims, and I think this is going to count, but we are waiting. Sims had no doubts. He was celebrating. Wolves players are talking to the referees. No need for them to do that.
Well, it's inconclusive from the pictures I've seen from both sides. So I think the goal has got to stand.
Graham Scott is the VAR official, and they are confirming that they're checking for a possible handball. We're seeing it again. It's headed across by Kitching. Wright gets a boot to it, and it hits Sims. It doesn't look to me as if it's his arm. The Wolves TV people are all claiming it hit the hand,
but not from that angle.
I'm not sure it did.
I don't think they can't give it from that angle.
All the Wolves people in front of us are saying, oh, it's handball, it's handball. But then they would. Here we go. It's a better view of it. Oh, does it hit his arm? Oh, this could be heartbreak. Does it hit his arm? From that angle, it looks like it might.
Or does it come off the defender?
Well, indeed, it's going to take a while. This is difficult to call for certain. And the crowd shouting, boring, boring.
You know, this might hit the defender's chin.
Yeah, we've got a decision, I think. The referee has got having a message conveyed into his ears. And the decision, he's still not actually given the decision. Well, I think he's been told, well, if it's inconclusive, you've got to give the goal, haven't you? But does it hit his arm? Oh, VAR, we don't get it very often, thankfully. From that angle, I fear now this might be disallowed. The fact it's taking so long would suggest that the VAR is not certain. Graham Scott assisted by Natalie Aspinall. And still waiting. Wolves are protesting. They're saying, come on, it's a handball. But that decision has not yet been confirmed by the VAR.
I mean, the fact that they're taking this long makes it think they're not sure. I mean, I suspect it probably has flipped to Ellis Sims's hand, but, they're still looking.
They are. Dear. There are angles that make the referee, again, is getting a message in his ear, which we can't hear. And it's still, I don't know how long this is now. It's over 3 minutes, I think, now. And we still haven't had a decision. My. Well, that's VAR for you. Chance if you don't know what you're doing now from the crowd. It comes to a point, surely, where you've got to say, if you don't know, and it's taken this long, then you have to give the benefit of the doubt to the goal scorer, don't you?
I think just by virtue of the fact it's taken this long, you have to award the goal.
A few Sky Blues players are going to the referee and probably making exactly that point now. Well, they appear to be checking for an offside now, which is maybe good news for the Sky Blues, because I can tell you it isn't. I'm pretty sure it's not offside. And if they're checking that now, that would suggest that they're not giving the handball. What do you reckon, Martin?
I think they're just trying to find a fault now, given that it's taken so long. But if it's inconclusive, don't you have to go with the on-field?
It's got to be a goal. It's got to give a goal.
Dear me. Well, I don't know how long this is now. It's about 5 minutes. Goal! It's given! Ellis Sims has scored for Coventry City. We had to wait a while to have it confirmed. Never happened before, the Coventry City. Wolves are furious. And the fourth official's getting it now. Gary O'Neill's actually trying to calm them down. But clearly Graham Scott did not see enough to consider that was handball. And Coventry City have the lead through Ellis Sims.
Well, don't you just love VAR?
Now, can someone confirm, was that scored in the 53rd or the 57th minute?
It'll be 53rd, I think it'll be officially.
It's a difficult one to tell. Listen, the Wolves fans will say handball, Coventry will say no, but the fact that it's taken this long to make a decision, and they're still not 100% sure, you've got to give the goal. The referee gave it on the pitch, and you've got to stand by that decision.
Now they've got to concentrate now. They've had 4 minutes of standing around, but they have to clear out the defence here. They don't make a great job of it. Eccles is better, and it clears, and it'll come to Sheaf, who doesn't find Palmer. Got to keep their composure now here, Coventry City. They've taken the lead in the second half in this FA Cup quarter-final. But Wolves, who feel hard done by, are looking for a quick response, and they may get it on the far side here from Totti. But a good tackle comes in from Eccles, and then Van Eyck is he fouled? Oh, the referee doesn't think he was. So Wolves come again, and the cross from the left is blocked by Latabodiere, and Sims will pick it up. He goes down. What I think about VAR, Oggy, if we didn't have VAR, we'd have looked at that and said, oh, it might have been a handball, but no one really would have made that much of it because you couldn't tell. But because we've got VAR, we have, no doubt it'll be shown on Match of the Day countless times, and some pundit will make some remark about the officials. Didn't have VAR, wouldn't have that problem. Anyway, Wolves are making 2 substitutions. They're bringing on one very inexperienced player, one experienced player. Ryan Fraser is being replaced by number 84. That's how big a squad they've got. Leon Chiwom, who's making his first team debut. Wolves academy player, born in Brighton, qualifies for Zimbabwe. The other substitution is a bit more experienced. It's Matt Doherty, who's come on for Totti. So Matt Doherty, 32 years of age, is in his second spell after returning from Atletico Madrid in the summer. Only made 2 sub-appearances for the Spanish side, but he has made 329 appearances for Wolves, so 329 more than the other substitute.
Well, Jim Brown will have to get on this, but have we ever played against a player wearing a number 84 shirt or anything that high?
Jim, if you're listening, Jim, thank you for reminding. I didn't unfortunately pick up the message quickly enough, but I should have mentioned that Kenny here, but he of course scored a penalty. When I talked to him last night, I should have mentioned he scored a penalty in the quarter-final against Wolves, for Wolves all those years ago. He's here with Willie Carr as Kenny Hibbett, both being a bit coy about who they're supporting. Here's Eccles, who plays the ball forward for Wright. Haji Wright chases it on the left. Only Sims up at the moment. So Wright holds onto it, gets into the penalty area, unchallenged, still has it, Wright, pulls it back. Oh, there was a chance in the end for Van Eyck, but he was leaning back and he puts it over the bar.
Well, it's a good break again. Wright doing well down the left-hand side. Delays, wait for the run. Good to see Van Eyck in there. He's got plenty of Wolves players around him. It's on his left foot. It's a difficult one to get on target. Goes well over.
Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Coventry City 1. The one thing about VAR as well, of course, it will mean a lot of stoppage time at the end of this game. There's an awful long way to go. But right now, the Sky Blues are looking at those FA Cup semi-finals at Wembley. But Wolves will still believe they're good enough to turn it around. They have it out on the left-hand side. And so Nori back into their own half. Picked up by Santiago Bueno, up to the halfway line. It's Play to Semedo on the right. Nelson Semedo. He's got plenty of space to run into. Here is Semedo moving towards the penalty area. He lays it off for Sarabia. It comes out to Gomez. Is encouraged by the crowd to shoot. Ain't Nori might. He doesn't. He gives it back to Gomez. To his right to Semedo, then a bit of space again on the right hand side. The cross comes in, it's headed away. Cross from Kilman. Now Palmer tries to kick the ball off Gomez. Oh, and Eccles brings Gomez down just outside the penalty area. Free kick, Wolves in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, good play from Gomez. Listen, Wolves have had to spike it up. They moved it right to left, but Coventry have got plenty of bodies around. They're all looking to shoot, but Coventry are closing off the areas. They're having to put an extra pass in. Gomez there has just managed to get a foul out of Eccles. It's in a very, very dangerous position. Centre of goal, 22 yards out. That's high enough to be able to get the ball up and over this wall.
Well, just caught his boot there. Eccles, just maybe a little unlucky, just caught him. Definitely a foul, no question about it.
Yeah, it was, and it was unlucky because I don't think Eccles meant to foul him, and actually the attack had stalled. Coventry got loads of bodies back, and Wolves were going nowhere with it.
So this is a real danger for the Sky Blues. It's Pablo Sarabia, one of the players, over the ball, and the shot is just over the bar. It eventually came from Tommy Doyle, and it was just over, but it was over enough, and the Sky Blues remain 1-0 ahead.
Yeah, one of those free kicks, you know, it's difficult from there. You've either got to get pace on it and hope it befalls the goalkeeper, or take it off and get it over and under the wall. Put pace on it and bend is very difficult. It's always going to fly over the bar.
Ellis Sims' 13th goal of the season, his 4th in the FA Cup, because he got 3 of them against Maidstone.
Well, you've got to be in the right place. He didn't know a lot about it, did he? But you've got to be in the right place. It was a good free kick. Kitchen won it really well, played it into the danger area, and listen, Sims got in front of his marker. He's in the right place.
Now joint 4th top scorer in the competition this season. Sammy Smolix leads the way with 6 for Blackburn. He won't get any more. Erling Haaland, Mikey's on 5. Here are Wolves, cross in from the right hand side, headed away, but Palmer collects. Oh, he's knocked off it too easily, and Doyle curls across, and Sheaf does well and blocks it with his back. And again, Sheaf's in there to win the ball, and it runs free, and it's picked up by Sims. Wrighty's got space in the middle. Sims could just get free of the ball, but in the end he just drags his man back. Kilman.
Yeah, it's a shame actually, because once the referee allowed the first challenge, Wright had played into Sims and made a run, and he could have been through if Sims could have got hold of it, but I think it was Kilman that just managed to get the better of him then.
They have a cup tie now as Totti from the left. Mario from the left plays it to the penalty area, and then gets a shot in which is blocked and actually hits a Wolves player and goes out for a goal kick. Mario Lamina there with the run on the left and then the shot. Gabon international is Mario. Well, he was brought up in France, he was born in Gabon.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that, I think, between now and the end of the game if the score stays the same. Wolves are having to come at them. Coventry defending in numbers. The midfield are very compact. The back 4 are compact. There's going to be plenty of block shots.
Brad Collins with the goal kick to Sheaf. A bit of confusion as Sheaf plays it out. Eventually Latabodier collects it on the right and then fires it up towards halfway. Sims heads it across. He wants to throw in and does get it. Throw into Coventry City just inside their own half. They lead by a goal to 0 here at Molineux against Premier League Wolves with an FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. The prize for the winners. It's been a terrific effort from Coventry City. We're almost at the stage now saying whatever happens from here. It's been a fantastic effort from the Sky Blues as Wright heads the ball into the middle. Sims flick on, Wright collects. Defender just knocks it off his toes, and keeper picks it up. Slightly surprised Sky Blues players didn't appeal for a back pass just in case, but it would have been a very harsh goal.
Yeah, you don't see many of them given these days.
You don't.
It wasn't a back pass anyway, so the referee was absolutely right.
Here are Wolves inside their own half, play the ball over the top. Wolves player just slips, beats the ground in frustration. Does the youngster Chiwom. In our Coventry home now, singing around the ground. Here's Palmer. Oh, he's threaded it through to Wright, who at the moment is onside. Right into the penalty area. Shoots. Keeper saves with his leg. Flag stays down. Shot comes in from Eccles. Another save by the keeper. Eccles with the cross. Right with a header into the keeper's hands. And Sarr keeps Wolves in the cup tie with 2 fine saves. And loses it now. And Palmer chips the keeper. Oh, and it bounces just wide. Oh, how the Skyblers are 2 up. First denied by the keeper, and then Palmer, seeing the keeper off his line, tries to chip in, seems to get it right, but it's just off target.
Well, if they don't win this game, they're going to rue that. An opportunity to go 2-0 up. It was right, did brilliantly at first to get through. Fantastic save again from Sarr. They've got a lot to thank the goalkeeper if they get out of this game, by the way. The rebound fell to Eccles. Sarr saved it again. He got the ball, and then Wolves just lost the ball straight after it, fell to Palmer, and Palmer bent it. Sarr was out of position after distributing the ball, bent it just wide of the far post. 3 fantastic chances.
Crunching challenge there between Chiwom and Thomas. I think both got something on the ball, and it's the Sky Blues who eventually win a free kick as Doyle commits a foul. They'll look to use up a little bit more time. We are in theory halfway through the second half, but I mentioned again, you're looking at 4 minutes stoppage time at least for the VAR and the Coventry goal, which was eventually given. Callum O'Hare is going to come on for the Sky Blues shortly. And there's Dennis Lawrence, who we're not going to see for much longer. I thought he'd be gone actually before now, but he's still here for the FA Cup tie, Dennis Lawrence, before he heads off to Minnesota. Be a nice way for him to leave if Coventry City get the win, as he's a set-piece specialist and he's directing a few of the players as Bidwell fires this free kick in. It's headed away by Wolves, and they do keep it and will look to counter-attack now. Kitchen racing back to try and slow Aït-Nouri down, does a reasonable job and then gets a good tackling on him. Wolves get the throw, but good defending. Martin Winch, are we Wembley bound?
At this very moment we are, absolutely. It was the longest 4 minutes that I've had to endure for a while as Callum O'Hare comes on for Casey Palmer, who's put in a shift in this opening 68 minutes of the game.
Dennis Lawrence has gone over to have a word with O'Hare, probably saying, look, I'm off to America after this, give us a win to send me off.
That's it, but Coventry, they've got the lead. Wolves are going to get more desperate as the game goes on and they don't get that goal back, so that should afford chances for Coventry. We've already seen Wright going through in a bit of space down the left-hand side, so I'd expect more of those to pop up as the game goes on.
Mark Robbins gives Casey Palmer a hug. Robbins, by the way, saying they've let Dennis Lawrence go reluctantly, which wasn't against him. They wish him well and understand that it's a good move for him, and they really didn't want to lose him. That's the opportunity to be an assistant manager at Minnesota was too good for him to turn down, so he'll be on his way. I wonder if he'll come back for the cup final. What do you reckon? I'll come and watch it maybe.
I'm sure he will do. He might have second thoughts now he knows they're going to Wembley.
You said that, I didn't. We're not there yet. The Sky Blues lead by a goal to nil. 25 minutes of the second half played. Coventry City inside their own half. Lata Baudier, who had to stretch to reach that pass and couldn't keep it in. He turns on Bobby Thomas. We've had 1 or 2 quarrels in recent games, apparently. Just not happy with the pass. He had a point there, to be fair. And Wolves collect it now inside their own territory. Ellis Sims' goal, I guess it'd be deemed a controversial goal. Wolves will probably still claim it was handball, but I think the VAR, Graham Scott, deemed that the evidence wasn't conclusive and no handball given. Of course, in the old days also, it might have been deemed accidental anyway, but the handball law has changed, largely because of VAR.
Well, Wolves can't have any complaints. I mean, number one, they've been well and truly outplayed so far in this game, but two, the fact that it took that long.
Here's a cross from the right. Bidwell blocks. It's a corner to Wolves.
Yeah, the fact that it took that long to make that decision, they've obviously, they've made the right one.
Wolves are going to bring Hugo Bueno on, Spaniard. Who just got into the Premier League squad last season. Here's the corner for Wolves. It's a dangerous looking. Oh, Brad Collins as well. In a crowded 6-yard box, he rises above them all, grabs hold of it, and holds on to it, even though he's impeded by some of his own players.
Well, that's a brilliant take from Brad Collins. There's lots of bodies in the 6-yard box. The ball's put in there, and I like to see that. It's gone out the game of goalkeepers a little bit. He's come, he's decided to catch, not punch, and he's managed to do just that to relieve the pressure.
Good header won by Ellis Sims from Brad Collins' clearance, and Haji Wright picks up the ball, gives it to Eccles, plays it back to Kitching, finds Thomas. Oh, good ball out to the right, and Van Avac is in acres of space. Milan Van Avac plays it infield to Sheaf. Sheaf now outside the area, goes for the shot. I don't know, I thought Van Avac could have done more there on the right. He had so much space. Went for a slightly more conservative option.
Yeah, I'd like to have seen him drive at the full-back there, get to the byline, put a cross in.
Tommy Doyle is coming off now for Wolves, replaced by Hugo Bueno. So that's their third change and second intervention. Just the one change for the Sky Blues so far. Callum O'Hare coming on for Casey Palmer. So here are Wolves now bringing the ball out of defence. Sky Blues fans, but almost be into can't bear to watch territory before too long. As Wolves, that could be offside, but in fact Aït-Nouri has prevented that by keeping the ball himself, but he's tackled by Sheaf. Oh, but then Kitchen's clearance is intercepted by Kilman. Oh, and Lata Baudier going for the challenge, and Wolves fans are wondering why the Wolves player didn't go down. But the shot from distance. Oh, it's a great shot and a good save by Brad Collins to deny Joao Gomez. Corner Wolves.
Well, I think it might have been Samido's shot, wasn't it? And it was out of nowhere, and it was heading for the top corner. Now, I've got to say, Brad Collins, tremendous little tip onto the post there.
Corner then Decker Sarabia. It's headed away. And the Sky Blues, O'Hare will try and get to it. Oh, is he caught there, O'Hare? He's holding his face. The referee hasn't given anything. But now a misplaced shot goes straight to the keeper. Sky Blues players are surrounding the referee. O'Hare appeared to be caught there. If it's deep, serious foul play, of course, VAR can look at it. Let's have a look at it again. Oh, he is. Do you know what? That's a high boot. And both feet are off the ground. But does he make much contact? I think he does. Well, he might get away with it, Semedo, but
it's hard to tell if he made contact, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, O'Hare's gone down holding his face.
I've got to say, just before that, I'm going to go back to that Collins save, because I think it was Semedo
I'm pretty sure it was Joao Gomez.
Was it Gomez? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he just shot from nowhere. That can actually catch you off guard. It was heading for the top corner, and he stuck his left hand out there and just managed to deflect it away for a corner.
Yeah, it's, we'll see it again in a minute and I'll confirm. There it is. That's, it is Gomez.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Who fires a shot in, almost out of nothing. It is
it's a good save.
Yeah. Well, no further action deemed necessary for that on... as one of the referee had seen it, he might have given a yellow card for, but probably not worth a red, to be fair. O'Hare's off the field, receiving some more treatment. That's the potential stoppage time, which I have at around about 6 minutes now. Just need to bear that in mind, because when that number goes up, it's not going to be good news for the Sky Blues. Brad Collins again is dicing with danger here by holding onto the ball for a long time. He eventually punts it clear. And the thing is, Wolves are in the official's ear about that, so I'd like to think they might give him a little warning before actually penalising him. One to look out for. Wolves have a throw on the halfway line. O'Hare's still off the pitch, waiting for permission to come back on, waiting for the 30 seconds. He's got that now. I thought I saw the referee wave him on, but the fourth official not letting him on. Sure, the referee did. He's let him on now. So Sky Blues are back to 11. But here is Mario out to the left wing for Wolves. They play it back towards halfway. Sky Blues getting men behind the ball. Good tackle from Bobby Thomas. No, it isn't. It's judged to be a foul. Tackle from behind on Aït-Nouri. Free kick to Wolves on the left wing. halfway inside the Sky Blues half.
Yeah, no need for Kitchen to go through the back of Aitnori there. He's not turning, he can't win the ball. All it does, it gives Wolves an opportunity to have a free kick, get the big fellas forward and put the ball in the box.
Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Coventry City 1. First time in the history, Sky Blues have had to wait a long time for a VAR decision to confirm one of their goals. I don't think there was any issue with the goal they scored in the playoff final. Here's the free kick floated in, they're queuing up, it's headed towards goal. Aitnori's hit the post and is scooped away. Now by Kitching, it will come back for Wolves on the left-hand side. Aitnori coming up at the far post, looked like he was going to score, but his header cannoned off the post and Wolves have a corner.
Well, very similar to the way Coventry scored, a little bit earlier. It was a free kick headed back and Aitnori's hit the outside of the post instead of scoring there.
Every Sky Blues player's back in the penalty area to defend. It's an away swinger, it's overhit though. Might be picked up by Wolves though on the far side. And it is the substitute, Bueno, who gets the ball back to Semedo, and Wolves start again from the left-hand side. Doherty, he's tackled, wins the throw-in, takes it quickly. Doherty plays the ball infield. Oh, and it's Mario Tones' man. Goes down in the penalty area in the collision with Thomas. Didn't look for his if there was anything in that. He has stayed down, and now the ball's knocked over the top for Sims to chase. The keeper's way out of his penalty area, has completely mishit it. It'll be a throw into the Sky Blues near the corner flag. They are going to. Well, no, the referee's stopping play for treatment. To Mario stayed down. I can't believe there's a serious question of a penalty there, but I haven't seen it back yet. Here we go. Well, here's the header first from Aitnori, which hit the post. I don't think there's any serious question of a penalty. Nothing's come on the big screen to suggest it's been checked.
Well,
and
that's the closest Wolves have come, isn't it? Lamina wanted a penalty there, and and then there was a break, and this is a problem Wolves have got. They've had a little bit of pressure there, but the 2v1 at the back, 2 Coventry players against 1 Wolves player. They do that once or twice, then Coventry can hit them on the break and get some clear daylight between them and Wolves.
A big recovery as Mario Lamina, funnily enough, having not got the penalty. The ball is cleared and it's picked up by, but Sheaf gets his head to it, and Sheaf will get it again and tries to go past his man. O'Hare's in there to win it. Callum O'Hare now for Coventry City, but he runs into a tackle and Wolves clear, but that will be picked up. It's well read by Kitching, and Sims and Wright exchange passes. Haji Wright, Bidwell making a run outside him. Haji Wright going for it, gives it to O'Hare just outside the area, trying to find it its way back to Wright, but too many defenders in the way to block. But there's Kitchen again winning the ball to stop a Wolves break, and he gives it to O'Hare. Callum O'Hare, reverse pass to Wright, who tries to pull it across the 6-yard box, wins, or doesn't win the corner, comes back off him. It's a goal kick to Wolves.
Yeah, Callum O'Hare starting to stamp his authority on this game in that midfield area there, 2 or 3 times getting the ball, clever passes. The last one there to Wright, just ran out of ideas. Wright banged it against him.
Eccles header for Sims. Sims with a volley. Good save by the keeper, who parries it away. Struck with power by Sims, but maybe a little too straight. Another chance for the Sky Blues. They could have finished this game off by now.
Well, listen, I'll tell you how well Coventry have played today. Sarr, for me, is by a distance their man of the match, and he's the goalkeeper for Wolves, so it just shows you just how good Coventry have been.
Well, the game could have been won, it isn't. And Wolves want a free kick, they don't get it, and the ball's picked up by Eccles, who gives it to O'Hare. Indiscipline really from Wolves, they stop.
Well, it's 3 for 3, go for goal.
O'Hare now, who's that to? It's cleared, he's trying to win it back, to be fair, O'Hare, and does succeed in doing so. Thomas forward now to Sheaf, to O'Hare, he'll try the shot, it's another save by Sarr, then it's fired across by Latabodier, came off a Wolves head. It's a throw-in to Coventry City. And again, Wolves stopped expecting the free kick, but they should have learned by now. This referee's letting a lot go.
I love the shot from Callum O'Hare from 20 yards there, bought the best again out of Sarr.
What a performance the keeper's having, by the way. He was injured in the first half.
I think how good he would have been if he hadn't.
Was O'Hare pushed, and the referee hasn't let that go. He has given the free kick. Ooh, sarcastic applause to one of the Wolves players. He must get a yellow card for that. You're not going to get away with that. That's the captain. No, it's not the captain, it's Sarabia who gets a yellow card. No way he was going to get away with that. You can't sarcastically applaud the referee when he gives a free kick to the opposition and get away with it. So free kick to Coventry in a good position, by the way. Can they get the second goal, which I'm not going to say will finish it off, but...
Well, they score from one set play, the quality's there. It's Bidwell on the ball this time. It's from the opposite side, but let's see what he's got. 9
minutes of normal time to go. Plenty of stoppage time to add on top of that. Bidwell, it is just in from the left touchline, about 10 metres from the goal line. Scribers have kept Van Avac back. Sheaf's outside the penalty area. It's fired in. I'll say it's not the best of delivery. It actually did beat the first man, but the second defender got to it and headed it away. Sheaf forward for Bidwell, and it's a good ball. Bidwell picks it up, gets another cross in. Oh, and Kitching tried to turn it in, and guess what? The keeper's made another save. It's a corner.
It's another brilliant ball in from Bidwell, by the way. First he keeps it in, nice ball there, bends it in early, lovely run from Kitching, gets it on target. Sarr makes the save yet again.
Doug King's got a spare 30 million. You might want to sign this keeper. He's been brilliant to Sarr. Another save. Corner on the left-hand side. It's Josh Eccles to take it. Towards the far post, that's too easy for Sarr.
Yeah, he's had a great game as Sarr.
Portuguese international, third season since signing from Olympiacos. It only cost $6.25 million. That's looking a bargain right now. Lots of money riding on this, by the way, for the winners. We'll earn a lot of money in terms of prize money and TV money. It's not what it's about, though. Of course, it's FA Cup glory. And Coventry City still lead by a goal to nil, but it's Wolves now coming forward, and the ball's into the penalty area, and Gomez plays it across the area. It must be a goal, and it is. And it's Aït-Nouri. It came off the Sky Blues defender Latabaudiere into the path of Aït-Nouri, and he blasts it to the net, and Wolves have equalised with 7 minutes of normal time to go.
Well, can I just say, Clive, that's against the run of play. It's really hard from Coventry's point of view. They break down the right-hand side, and it's just checking for offside, but it's not. It's a cross in. I think it just hits. Can't see which player it hits actually. Just bounces invitingly for Aït-Nouri on the right foot to volley in from 7 yards. Collins, no chance.
Latabaudiere hits.
Yeah.
There's no question about the goal. No.
He'll be disappointed, Latabaudiere. He's got a little bit of time to see that cross. Just comes off the body, the wrong angle, and just falls very nicely for Aït-Nouri.
Well, remember Sir Alf Ramsey said to the England team in '66, you've won it once, go and win it again. That might be the message for Mark Roberts to Coventry City, because they've been the better side in this game. They've had plenty of chances. Can they rise to that disappointment of conceding the equaliser? Haji Wright caught offside. Extra time potentially beckons, and maybe even penalties. It's Wolves 1, Coventry City 1.
Well, Coventry have not got to lose heart after that. They've been by far the better side, not just in the first half, but in the second half particularly. They've had the best chances. Sarr's been outstanding, and then from nowhere, Wolves get the equaliser. Coventry have got to keep playing, keep believing, keep thinking they can go up there and finally beat this goalkeeper.
Well, it's Jose Sarr has stood in the way of Coventry City and the road to Wembley so far. But here's O'Hare for the Sky Blues. He loses it. It's picked up by João Gomez, who plays it forward and runs past Kitchen, who turns and sprints and gets it back to Collins. His first time clearance isn't the perfect one, but it's good enough. It comes back. There's an offside here against Aït-Nouri. Free kick, Coventry City. 1-1 at Molineux. So far, Mark Romans has kept his powder dry, largely in terms of substitutions. Just Callum O'Hare on. Will he consider some changes or keep it as it is?
Well, they look fresh enough, don't they? I mean, listen, what changes do you make? Wright's looked to threat, Sims has scored a goal, Callum O'Hare's just come on to freshen things up there. The midfield's operating well enough. Maybe he'll make a change at some stage, but listen, you're always worried when you're on top, aren't you?
Yeah. 5 minutes of normal time to go. Throw into Wolves on halfway. Sky Blues' hearts for the time being broken, but well, we wanted them to be in it throughout, and they certainly are. Here's O'Hare, and he's fouled. The referee missing a chance to play the advantage there. Just blew a little quickly, and Sims played the ball out to the right to Van Avat. Free kick to Coventry City, taken quickly by Eccles for Bidwell. To Hadji Wright on the left. Sims waiting in the middle, he gives it to Bidwell on the overlapping run. Bidwell with a cross, that's headed away. And it's bouncing out. It'll be a throw into Coventry City by the corner flag. And the Sky Blues regain the lead. Had so many opportunities to make it 2-0. A throw into Sheaf. And he has the ball nicked off him. Another throw for the Sky Blues. They really are matching their Premier League opponents here. Bidwell with a throw into Sims inside the area, looks to hit it over his head, he's still going. Sims trying to get it back to right, it's blocked, and Wolves clear. Kitchen gets his head to it. Does that come off last? Come off Kitchen last in the view of the referee. It's a throw in to Wolves halfway inside their own half. What a cup tie.
Oh, it's been a terrific cup tie, terrific effort from Coventry, and it's not over with yet. We've still got another 3 minutes plus injury time, and there'll be quite a little bit of that. Yeah, Coventry have just got to keep believing, Clive.
I reckon at least 7 minutes. Martin Widge, tough. Could see that goal.
Tough to concede it, but it's sort of a grandstand finish for normal times, certainly. But I have to say, Wolves, they've had two standout players today, Jose Sarr and Rayan Aït-Nouri.
And it's Aït-Nouri now who cuts inside. He's on a run, Aït-Nouri. Can they stop him? He's still going. He slides it into the penalty area, and Wolves are 2-1 ahead. The goal scored by Hugo Bueno, and the Wolves bench are on the pitch celebrating. That's how rattled Coventry City have had them. But Wolves have taken the lead with minutes of normal time to go. Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Coventry City 1, and it's Aït-Nouri who was the star player that led to that goal.
Well, that's a dagger right in the chest of Coventry, and it was Aït-Nouri. And listen, Martin's right. If it's not Sarr, it was Aït-Nouri. He's been the standout outfield player for Wolves. A fantastic run. Fred Bueno, and that was a Premiership finish, really, in terms of the quality of the move, the run. It's not offside.
Time of the run, perfect.
Coventry have got to get back off the floor. They're going to have plenty of stoppage time to be able to get back in this game, but that's tough to swallow.
It's really tough on Coventry City. First goal for Wolves was a bit fortuitous. The second goal was brilliant, in fairness. And Coventry City's hopes of reaching an FA Cup semi-final haven't gone, but they are hanging in the balance now. There should be 7 or 8 minutes of stoppage time to be added, so there is still time for Coventry City, but they'll be feeling a bit sorry for themselves now, no doubt.
Well, they can't afford to be, not long enough. They've put a fantastic account for themselves today. I'm backing them here to make it a rip-roaring end here. They can get an equaliser. I mean, Wolves are not that strong at the back today. They've had to rely on the goalkeeper so much.
Hadji Wright plays the ball to Eccles, out to the left wing to Bidwell. Bidwell with a cross, right with a flicked header, and it bounces across the 6-yard box, and Wolves just about get it away. You were talking about Aït-Nouri, Martin, for that goal.
Yeah, it's no surprise that he had a massive hand in that, with that marauding run down the left, and then playing it through, just waiting for the fourth official to put that board up, Mr. Salisbury. How many minutes are you going to show? 9.
Well, here's Thomas for Coventry City. Can't get it past the Wolves defenders. He's done well, Thomas, though, and gets it now to Sheaf. Ben Sheaf. So Coventry City have 9 minutes to try and rescue this cup tie and give us another half hour of this entertainment. It's Bidwell forward for Sims, back to goal. Couldn't quite control it that time, and Wolves managed to hook it away. And Sheaf's giving away a free kick, and Mark Robbins was calling, I think, on Fabio Tavares, I think, is he? No.
Torp.
He's changed it. Tavares thought it was him. It's Torp he's calling on to bring him on.
Well, the Wolves fans have found their voice now that they've got the lead.
Well, the way Wolves celebrated the goal does underline, Oggy, how much they feel they got out of jail here.
Well, they have. If they win this game, they have got out of it. And listen, there's 8 minutes left yet, so let's see what Coventry can do. But it's in Wolves' favour now. They can slow it down. They keep men behind the ball. They've been gambling for the last, for the majority of this half, and got away with it at the end, thanks largely to the goalkeeper of Saar. But now they can't sit behind the ball. Coventry, from their point of view, have got to throw players forward and just hope that they can get something.
Offside against Wolves, right in the far corner. A minute of that stoppage, a minute and a half of it is gone. And the Sky Blues. I think Fabio Tavares has been called over as well. So a double change coming up for the Sky Blues. Here's Sims. Was he fouled? Mark Roberts thought he was, but the referee didn't. And, it's a throw in to Wolves. Taking their time now, as Josh Eccles has pointed out to the referee. Wolves, they're aimless ball forward from them there. Eccles gets his head to it, comes back from Wolves, but it's back with Sheaf, heads it forward for O'Hare, tries to run onto it, it's taken off him, and now it's Chiwonmi. He's fouled there. Thomas is trying to win the ball, but he got the player.
Well, I can understand you wanted to try and win the ball, but you've got to be careful you don't allow Wolves to just slow it down with silly fouls. Got to see a double substitution, aren't we?
Well, Tavares, who has found the net in recent games, could it be a story from him? He's replacing, or rather Victor Torp is replacing Josh Eccles. Industrious in midfield, Eccles. And Fabio Tavares is replacing Joel Latabaudiere, who's going off on the far side. So what's going to happen here then? Van Eyvac saying what's happening? He's going to right back, and Tavares will play on the right hand side.
Yeah, fairly straightforward. Just throw a goal scorer on. You've still got your balance. Van Eyvac will come from behind the midfield.
Well, 3 minutes of stoppage time played, or there might be a bit more because that's substitution. But Wolves are looking to finish it off here. Aït-Nouri with the shot, Collins with the save, and he immediately punts it upfield, looking for Hadji. Right, keeper's out of his penalty area here, but he gets quite fortunate where the ball bounces. He catches it and then does the goalkeeper thing of landing on the ground and holding on to the ball. Gary O'Neill's still very animated on the pitch now, trying to organise his team.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Wolves do here. I mean, they've got 4 players up front at the moment. It's looking a little bit different now. Sar's going to kick this ball, but you would have thought to be packing that midfield, not allowing Coventry any space.
Punt upfield from Sarr. And surely we'll get the Player of the Match award. Here's, unless he's beaten, of course. Here's O'Hare, tackle from behind, free kick. Coventry City inside the centre circle. Kitching takes it quickly to Van Eyvac on the right, out to Tavares. Fabio Tavares to run at the Wolves' defence. He's tackled by Bueno. Throw in Coventry City. And it's going to be taken by Van Eyvac. Still not tempted to take a long one. Throws it to Thomas. Now to Kitching, Bobby Thomas. Forward for Sheaf, turns for O'Hare. Good tackle on him outside the area, but then Tavares knocks it back into the area, and the keeper stops it with his feet right in front of goal, and then lands on the ball rather theatrically.
Yeah, not like that, but hey, it happens. Seen Ben Wilson do it, seen Brad Collins do it. I suppose if you're in front as a goalkeeper, you're going to spend as much time as possible with that ball.
Well, 4 minutes of the 9 allotted. Stoppage time minutes to add, so there might be an extra 1 on top of that. Coventry City running out of time to save a cup tie that they look likely to win for much of the day. Wolves have it inside their own half, and they'll look to keep possession and frustrate Coventry City. Appeals for offside are answered in the affirmative for the Sky Blues.
Well, I'm not sure it was there.
I tell you what, Aït-Nouri shows a bit of dissent there, and the referee, his hand seemed to almost go to his pocket there, and he's on a yellow already. Not that will make much difference at this late stage, although it would if it went to extra time. Anyway, ball's played out to Bidwell on the left. Jake Bidwell forward for Torp. Victor Torp gets it back to Bidwell, halfway inside the Wolves half, infield to Sheaf. Oh, he tried to find Bidwell but just got put off by Mario in front of him. Skybers are trying to win it back and Torp has done so, and now O'Hare runs onto the ball. Callum O'Hare out to the right hand side for Tavares, who's inside the penalty area, plays in for O'Hare, who's trying to set himself up for a shot. Torp has a go with a first time shot, mishit it, and then Sheaf, is he fouled on the edge of the area? No, says the referee. And the ball though is back with the Sky Blues, and it's Haji Wright on the left wing. Right with a chipped cross, headed towards goal, and Sims equalises for Coventry City, and it's the Sky Blues bench trying to celebrate. Mark Robbins punches the air. Coventry City have levelled it. There will be a check for offside, I think, but right now the Sky Blues have celebrated a route back into this cup tie in the 52nd minute of the second half. Subject to confirmation, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Coventry City 2.
Oh, Clive, that's a goal of the highest quality. It's Wright gets it down the left-hand side. It's an exquisite
little chip fine.
Forward.
There's no offside. It's going to count. It's going to count.
Flick on near post, and then Sims in the right place at the right time on the far post. Beautiful header. Coventry back in the game.
And no less than they deserve.
What a ball that was from Wright, by the way.
Flicked on by Kitchen. A good header there by Sims. No question of offside in the end. You always worry with VAR. Not that we have to worry too often, thankfully. But on seeing the first replay, it was clear there was nothing to check. Everything was fine. Sims has his second goal, and we have a cup tie. And we're on the verge of extra time. We'll probably play about 2 more minutes, I reckon, as the Sky Blues fans taunt the home fans, you're not singing anymore. What a cup tie.
Oh, there's no more than Coventry deserve, by the way. It would have been cruel if they'd have lost this game 2-1. They deserve that equaliser, and who knows what can happen now.
Could they win it before extra time? O'Hare wants a free kick, doesn't get it, and now Wolves will try and wrap it up before the extra half hour. They're inside the Sky Blues half, the ball out to the left-hand side. There's danger, here's a cross, good cross. Kitchen gets his head to it, and Wright hesitates, getting it away, plays it back to his keeper Collins, who miscues it, but does get it out to the right wing. It's collected there though, and the cross in, and that's straight into Brad Collins' hands, and a rather unnecessary challenge from Mario on Collins. It remains 2-2.
You can't get your breath, can you?
Oh, another half hour of this, Oggy. I'm not sure if I can.
Did I squeak when we scored?
I can't remember.
Apologies.
We'll have to listen back later. Mark Robbins is absolutely celebrating. I don't see him celebrate goals like that too often, but he'll feel his team have got their just desserts, at least to take this game into extra time. Here's O'Hare for Coventry City, and that's gone out for a Sky Blues throw off a Wolves deflection.
But for me, what was really good about that goal was the quality under extreme pressure to just be able to slow your thought process down, and I'm thinking about Haji Wright particularly, to pick that ball out, pick the runner out, and listen, the flick on fell perfectly for Sims to head in.
Throw in by Bidwell, finds Callum O'Hare on the left.
He's been good,
his shirt pulled. He gets the ball into the area. Sims for Wright. Right shot. And Coventry City are going to Wembley. The Sky Blues bench are on the pitch. Casey Palmer has run from the bench the full length of the pitch to celebrate. Haji Wright has surely won it for Coventry City. What an FA Cup tie. What a quarter final. And what a scoreline. It's an FA Cup scoreline for Coventry City. 3-2. Wolverhampton Wanderers 2, Coventry City 3.
Oh, the twists and turns of FA Cup football. I mean, Coventry looked as if they were going to win this game in the second half, and then they looked as if they've lost it with 2 quick goals from Wolves, and now in injury time they found 2 more to surely win this game. And what a fantastic finish again. O'Hare's been the difference when he's come on. He's been really good on the ball. Coventry actually work it out, forced to Wright, and Wright so coolly just slides it into the far corner. What a brilliant goal.
Well, Casey
dare I
Palmer,
say, what a brilliant winner.
well, I know I did call it as that. I'm slightly worried now. Mark Roberts is telling his players to concentrate. Well, we are now 11 minutes into stoppage time. Obviously, there'll be extra for the 2 goals and the substitutions, but we must be on the verge of a finish. Casey Palmer, by the way, got a yellow card. Rarely have I seen a yellow card accepted with such good grace. He ran on the pitch from the bench. Wolves are playing the ball forward. The Sky Blues will get it away. Tavares will run with it and will hold on to it. Palmer gave 2 thumbs up to the referee, and Coventry City are through to the FA Cup semi-finals for the first time since Oggy's team of 87 got there for the second time in the club's history. They have beaten Premier League Wolves in a game that looked like it had been taken off them. They have turned it around again and got a thoroughly deserved and famous victory. Coventry City march on in the FA Cup. 4,800 Sky Blues fans inside the ground celebrate. Thousands elsewhere watching the game will join those celebrations. What a win. Mark Roberts turns, applauds his owner Doug King, who said I wanted a cup run. Oh, he's been given a cup run, all right. The Sky Blues are through to the semis. What about that, Stephen Ogrizovic?
Well, listen, what a performance from 1 to 11 in old numbers. I mean, that was just incredible. I mean, Coventry were brilliant all the way through this game. I thought they bossed the first half. They had the best of their chances. They got themselves in front in the second half, and not once but twice. And then just when you think that they're going to get through, there's a sting in the tail, isn't there, with the comeback from Wolves, and you're just thinking it's not going to be our day. But they didn't lie down. They didn't feel sorry for themselves, and that stoppage time, 9 minutes, was invaluable. They got the equaliser, and then right at the death, Wright manages to find the bottom corner, and Coventry are through to the semis. They're through to Wembley, and they deserve every single bit of the plaudits that they're going to get.
Yeah, Mark Roberts shaking hands with the referee. I'm going to say, I only say it once because it's boring, but I thought he was outstanding, the referee today, Sam Barrett. But anyway, the Sky Blues players, they're the ones that matter. They were outstanding as they celebrate in front of the City supporters, who are housed directly opposite us down the lower tier of that stand, and then in the corner, some of them very high up, and the players are going to that corner and fist pumping and punching the air. What a win for Coventry City. And no, not a smash and grab win that you might expect in a tie like this. It would have been smash and grab and it finished the other way, as it looked like it was going to at one stage. The Sky Blues were so many chances in the first half, couldn't quite find a way through. Took the lead in the second half in slightly controversial fashion when Ellis Sims bundled the ball in from close range. It took 4 or 5 minutes for VAR to judge on whether it's a handball or not. Wolves will probably still claim it was. The VAR official didn't see enough to prove it in his eyes, and the goal stood. And the Sky Blues continued to dominate, and it was only the Wolves keeper, Jose Sarr, that prevented Coventry from finishing the tie a long time ago. But brilliant saves from him kept Wolves in the game. Then a slightly fortuitous goal by the other outstanding Wolves player, Aït-Nouri, got them level, and then deep into stoppage time they took the lead. Aït-Nouri setting up the substitute Hugo Bueno, and it looked like it was Wolves' game. But Coventry kept going, and Hadji Wright, really the architect of the win from there. His brilliant cross headed in by Ellis Sims, and then as we wondered whether we could survive another 30 minutes of this gripping cup tie, Hadji Wright spared us with a perfect finish into the bottom corner, and Coventry City are on their way to Wembley. We can debate whether FA Cup semi-final should be played there as long as you like. Coventry City won't care, they're going there. They could be playing Manchester City, they could be playing Liverpool, they could be playing Leicester, though I doubt it. But whoever they're playing, they are going to be there in the FA Cup semi-finals. And what an achievement by Mark Roberts' team. Obviously, Oggy, we hail your team of 87, the cup winners. Mark Roberts' team, are making their own history and making their own legends.
Well, they absolutely are. I mean, that was just incredible today to come to a Premiership team away from home and put a performance in like that. Well, it's what dreams are made of. They deserve all the plaudits that they're going to get, and in fact are. The fans are loving it, and it wasn't just fact they've won it in dramatic style. You know, they got the first goal, then they were pegged back, then they get the second, then they pegged and then they end up